one can access.
Okay.
Okay. So when you once you get the laptop, you can just connect that link and you can see that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay then. Okay then. I just opening the. Opening a order document. So I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, let's confirm that. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And okay, now what we are discussing about it, we are discussing about the inter-STO process. So we had a discussion yesterday. What is the difference between the intra-STO and inter-STO? Intra-STO is nothing but like a intra-STO is nothing but like a within the same company code between the two plants we are transferring the stock. Okay, but here if you see that inter-STO, that is between the two company codes. Okay, across the two company codes between the two plants we are transferring the stock. Okay, so what is the difference in this case? Okay, since our accounting will be validated at a company code level. Okay, we are maintaining all the books, inventory books, and financial related and income tax, everything which we are claiming at company code level. Okay, so it is individual the accounting for the each and every company code. That means whatever the across the same company code across all the plans. Okay, you can consider that it is only within the same company code between the two plans. So it is not for the sales. But when you just considering that if it is between the two company codes, obviously, even if you are transferring the stock, even the other company code, which is my company code, but legally you are validating each and every company code level, the auditing and the book and the inventory, everything you are validating at the company code level. Okay, so it legally you are selling the goods to other company code. That means you are going out from the auditing, right? You are crossing the auditing. That means so it legally you are selling the goods to other company code. Okay, so intra-STO, what will be happen in intra-STO, even within the same company code, between the two plans, if you just transferring the stock, okay, so we can still can manage to the income tax people and sales people, who are the sales tax people. We can say that, boss, this is not we are selling. We are just transferring to our branch, own branch. Okay, for the production, or it may be for the selling purpose. We are just transferring the goods. Okay, still we are not selling to the customer. So within the same company code, there is no problem. But when it is a different company code, okay, since that at each and every company code level we have the chart of account, we are maintaining separate chart of accounts and separate books, accounting data, everything which is different for the each and every company code. It legally, even if you're transferring the stock, it legally you are selling the goods to the other company code. Okay, so those cases what will happen, how generally we are doing P2P cycle, how generally sales people they are doing order to billing, the same process will be continue here. But here what we will do, the process will be started from the STO. Okay, instead of it is starting with the sales order, it is starting with the STO process. Okay, clear? Okay, now understand the points now here. What is the difference in the yesterday class and today class? Okay. Okay, so here if you see that we are creating STO from in we have, suppose let's say we have two company codes, right? Let's say 1000 is the one company code. Let's say 1000 company code is the Reliance oil industry or Reliance communication or it may be Reliance Petrol. Okay, let's say Reliance Petrol. Now, then one more which is like 2000 company code, which is Reliance Supermarket. Okay, let's say supermarket. Okay, now since these are the different kind of the businesses, okay, we cannot consider both into the one company code. These are the two different entities. Okay, so when the business is different kind of business, obviously the company codes also it is different, and the registration or at the company code level it's completely different. Okay, you are registering your company entity in the company code level. Now when the transferring the goods between the these two from 1000 to 2000, 2000 to 1000, okay, even it is a Reliance company company, but legally, okay, legally it is a selling and buying concept. Okay, now if suppose 1000 is a supply plant, okay, that means supply company code, okay, and 2000 is a receiving company code. Okay, receiving company code. Now who will create the STO? The process wise, let's start with process. Okay, so who will be creating the STO? General PO who will be create to who?
Receiving plant.
Receiving plant, right? So here receiving company code will create the receiving company code will create. That means a receiving plant under receiving company code. Code will create a STO, right? Then who will create a delivery?
Supply plant.
Yeah. So supply plant. So supply plant from supply company code, right? Supply plant under the will create the delivery. Now who will do the PGI? Who will the goods issue? Who will do? So supply plant will do the goods issue, right? So here also the supply company code. Supply plant will do the PGI.
Goods issue.
Yeah, goods issue. Will do the PGI, post goods issue. Post goods issue it is. Okay. Okay. Now who will create the billing? Again supply plant, right? Why? Because they only raising the billing to the customer, right? Generally, who are the supplying the goods, they only raise the billing to the customer, right? So the same kind of thing here, billing will create by supply plant to receiving plant, right? So supply company code will raise the billing, okay? And here also supply company code will create the PGA. Supply company code sales area. We can say sales area. Why? Because sales people will do, right? PGA. So it will be happen supply company code sales area. Now the next one is goods receipt. So goods receipt will received by
Receiving plant.
receiving plant. Okay. That means receiving company code will receive the goods. Now here we also need to be receive the invoice, whatever the billing document, billing raised by supply plant, that we will receive as a invoice receipt, right? So invoice receipt will receive by again receiving plant. Receiving plant will receive the invoice from supply plant, right? So here already clearly mentioned here in the inter STO, even if it is a both company codes in the are in the my group, okay, that means it is under the Reliance group, but their business, their entity are different. It is legally buying and buying and selling concept. Okay, so if you see that here, the delivery, PGA, billing, okay, this generally will rise by supply company code. That means their side they are raising the billing, and from our side, STO, goods receipt and invoice receipt. Then after that, payment done by payment completed by receiving plant and payment received by supply company code, right? Receiving company code and supply company. Is it clear? Generally, how it will be like process? If it is sales and if suppose normal process, how it will be? If it is customer related process, what will be happen? Okay. If it is sales process, we will create the sales order. That means we will receive a customer order from the order from the customer, that we creating sales order. Then we will creating the delivery by using the sales order. Then we are doing the PGA. Then we are doing the billing, and then we are receiving the rising the billing. Then this rising the billing. Then payment received from customer, right? This is the sales process. If it is a procurement to pay process, PO will be created and GR will be received. Then invoice receipt will be received from the vendor, right? Then vendor payment will be happen from our end, right? So this is the sales process. This is a sales process, general sales process. Okay, and this is the procurement process. Okay, it is common general process. Okay, but here it is STO process, right? That means both it is in the same our companies. So what we are doing, instead of creating the sales order, okay, we directly creating the STOs. Okay, we are creating directly STO. Okay, and then delivery, then PGA and billing. So this part is completed. Okay, and payment received from customer. After once the receiving plant will be received the goods, they are receiving invoice, then they will be paid the amount. Then once the payment is done here, then the supply company code they will receive the payment. Okay, so here there is no sales order. Okay, instead of sales order, we starting from the STO process. Okay, so but some companies they also following that, they will create the sales order process. From a sales order process they will create the STO. Okay, but actual process will be started inter STO from STO creation. Okay, clear? So here both together we are doing in the SCP. Generally ST people will do this process, sales process, and the MM people will do the procurement process. Since we are doing STO process between the two company codes, okay, instead of we are following this process, we are following this process. Both together we are clubbed together all the steps into STO process. Clear? Clear? Any questions here?
No.
Okay. So what prerequisites is required here? What are the prerequisites here? So if you see that prerequisites are, okay, if you see that master data, what is the master data which we require? The master data first one is material master record. Okay, material master record here. If you see that we need to create material in supply plan and along with sales area, supply sales area. Okay, and material master we need to create in the material master we have to create in the receiving plant also. Create material in receiving plant. Okay, along with the receiving sales area. Sales area. Okay, then once the material is created, then what we need to do, the next master data is customer master record. So customer master record, who will be the customer? to whom who will be the customer and to whom he is a customer. Okay, so customer master card is nothing but like the opposition, whoever they're receiving the stock, he is my customer. That means in supply company code, okay, I'm creating customer master record number, customer master record, assuming that the receiving plan is my customer. Right. Whoever they're receiving the goods, he is my customer, right? I'm supplying, so I'm the vendor. Whoever supplying the goods, he is a vendor. Who are receiving the goods, he is the customer, right? Here, whoever they're receiving the goods, receiving plan, right? So receiving company code is my customer. Whose customer? Supplying area. In the supply plan, we are considering receiving a plant is my customer. Okay. Clear? Is this understand the point? Customer master card, how we created? Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, vendor master card. Here, why? Because why we are coming into vendor master card? Because it is a selling buying concept, right? From the SD point of view, we need customer number. From the MM point of view, we need a vendor number. So we are creating vendor number. Who will be the vendor here? Supply plan. So who will create vendor master card? Receiving plan. So in receiving company code, I'm assuming that okay, the supply company code is my vendor in receiving plan, in receiving company code, right? That means receiving company code is nothing but like a receiving purchase organization, who receiving purchase organization all together it is. Okay. Why? Because if we need to create the receiving, we need to create a vendor master card, we need the receiving purchase organization. If customer master card required, then we need customer supplying sales area. Supply company code sales area. Because he is a supplying. Okay. So these are the master data which is mandatory. Okay. Clear here? Is it clear? So how the system will understood that whether the supplying plant is my supplier. Okay. In here we are assigning supply plan in purchasing data. So assigning supply plant in the purchasing data. Assigning purchasing supply plant in the purchasing data. Okay. Again, if you see that in the customer master record, anyway, we are maintaining the customer master record in the supply area. That customer we already assigning in the receiving plan, right? Right. So that is in the configuration we already assigning, right? Now coming to the configuration. What are the configurations is required? Set up stock transport order, same what we did for the intra STO, same set up stock transport order configuration. Okay. Here what we will do in the first step. First step is the we are assigning customer number in receiving plan. Okay. So this is the way we are justifying that. Okay, this receiving plan is my customer. Okay. And this customer number anyway it is created in the supply company code, right? So it is already linked. Then assign supply plan and document type combination. We are assigning what we are assigning here, delivery type. Okay. So how system will understand which delivery type? For a inter STO assigning delivery type, that delivery type is NLCC. NLCC is the delivery. If you see that yesterday in the intra STO, the delivery type is NL, and now inter STO it is NLCC. Okay, clear? And if it is one step or two step, based on the one step or two step, what we need to do, you have to be select the checkbox with combination of supply plant and receiving plant and document type combination. Okay, so here I just clearly mentioned that this is the buying and selling concept. So we are not using the document type UB. We are using document type is, okay, when you're creating STO, the document type we are using NB. Whatever standard we are using, same document type we are using. And the shipping tab is common because we are using with shipping with billing, right? So shipping tab is common. Okay, shipping tab should be triggered. Okay, and this is the common here. Now, and any other observation here? Any other observation comparing to yesterday? Interesting. Here additionally we creating vendor master record. Yesterday we created only metal master record and the customer master record, but here we are creating vendor master record also, because it is a buying and selling concept. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's go to okay. Now go to an SAP system. Okay, let's do one by one. Okay. Okay. Now the first step is let's go to prerequisites master data. First step is metal master record. So let's go to metal master record. Let's see my material number, which is extended in the both company codes. So which transaction code we can see, in the which table we can see. Okay, either we can see in the table level or we can see in the report level also. I will show you that table name here. Okay, metal master record. There is a table like MARC. MARC is the nothing but like a plant level data we can see. Okay, so if you see that now 100 F100, my planning is 1100 to 2000. Okay, let's see, or 3000. Okay, so let's see if this material is created. Okay, in the 1100 it is created. Okay, 2000 also it is there, 3000 also it is there. Okay, so the material which is there. Now again I need to check that sales area, MEKE. Okay, the sales data of the material we can see in the MEKE table. Okay, again I'm just checking that what are the sales areas it is extended. Okay, so the material which is extended with 310 and 1010. So let's take now what is the planning. My planning is supply plan is 1000. Okay, 1010 and 00 supply area. This is a supply sales area. Okay, and receiving sales area is 3010 00. Okay, I'm just taking this option. Okay, since it is sales area extended. Okay, and here the point here one more thing is, if you see that the plant here it is there 1000 and 3000. Okay, and so the first step is let's go to MM03. I will show you how to see that. MM03, enter the material number and select the sales organization data 1 and 2, 3. These three are mandatory. Okay, and now enter the material number and sales organization and distribution channel. Okay, So this material is extended. Okay, sales organization 1, 2, and 3 general data which is extended. Okay, now go to again the same material which I'm checking the other company code. Okay, that is 3000 company code. Okay, and 3000 plant and sales data. So these three combination, I'm just checking that. Okay, for this material, it is already extended for this combination. Okay, if there is no, if it is not extended, what you need to do? You go to MM01. Okay, enter the material number. Okay, and enter and select this sales data. Okay, and enter. Suppose I'm just need to be suppose 2000 is there. Okay, so suppose I'm just want to extend to 2000 company code, 2000 sales organization. Okay, so you can extend and you can enter the details whatever it is required, the mandatory fields in the sales data. Okay, those data you can enter and you can save, so that the system now whatever we created material in the 2000 sales area, that we can see in the table level. MVKE is the sales data of the material. We can see MVKE in the sales of data. Now see here 100-100. Okay, before that, if you see that we don't have 2000, now I can see 2000 also it is extended. Okay, so like you can do for this 2000 and 1000 and 3000, like we can see. Okay, so now anyway we just justify that we'll do between the 1000 to 3000. Okay, so I need to check that all the data which is properly maintained or not. Okay, now so in the real time sales data will taken care by sales and distribution people. They will provide the what data need to be updated. Okay, and if you see that here delivering plan from the 3000 sales area, he is the delivering plan, 3000 delivering plan. Okay, and you can see here, you can just change this one item category to standard because we are not using third party. So here we can change and okay, everything it is good. Okay. Now material is extended. Okay, material is created in the supply plan and the receiving plan. In case if it is not extended, you have to be extended. So what are the mandatory views in the MM point of view and ST point of view? If you want to create any material, okay, any new material or old material, what are the mandatory views? Okay, the mandatory views are basic data, it is a general information, and sales data, which is ST information, and purchasing information, and other than this one, general plan data, storage 1 and storage 2. This is for inventory, and accounting, which is purpose of the finance related. So these are the mandatory. Okay, if it is MM related, so these are the mandatory sales. Okay, sales data is for the ST related. Okay, in case any planning related, if you have MRP production planning related, then they can activate the MRP 1, 2, 3, 4. Other than that, we don't need to be enter all the other views. Okay, now the material which is created. Now let's check that customer number. Okay, now who will be my customer? The supplying company code. Okay, he is receiving, right? 3000 is that 3000 company code is my receiving plan, right? So now I just need to be checked that in the SPRO. Go to SPRO and see that in the receiving plan, is there any customer number which is assigned already? Okay, so go to material management and go to purchasing. In the purchasing, go to purchase order and go to set up stock transfer order. And in the set up stock transfer order, defined in the shipping data tab. So now my receiving plan is 3000, right? Go to 3000 combination. Go to 3000. Go to here and enter double click on that. So there is some customer number which is there. Let's see this customer number where it is created. Okay, so if you want to see in the table level, okay, you can go to K. I will show you. KNB1 is there. Okay, it is company code level. Or okay, KNA1 is there. That is general customer general data. Okay, and KNM1 is not KNM1. KN ST level, it is like KN A1, B1 and C1. C1 is transaction data and where it is other data. Okay, KNVV. Okay, so KNVV is the customer master record which is maintained in the sales data. So now this customer number, whatever the customer number which is already assigned in the 3000 company code, we'll see that whether it is extended for the supplying area. Okay, you enter here, and if you see that it is created in the 1010,000. So who will be the customer here? Who will be the customer? 3000. So this 3000 customer, where it is created in the supply area, supply sales area. That means 10,000, 10,000. These three combination it is created. So is it clear here? Is it clear? Where you are creating customer? In the supplying sales area. Who will be the supplying sales area here? Supply plant is 1100, right? For the supplying sales area, 1010,000. So this customer number which is created in the 1010,000. Okay. So if you want to see at the table level, you can see KMV. If you want to see in the transaction level, SD03, XD03. Okay. Here you need to enter your customer number. Okay. And who will be supplying? Who will be supplying area? Supplying company code 1000 and distribution sales area and any doubts? Somebody unmute. If you have doubts, you can ask. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now I just checking that whether this customer number which is created or not. Okay. Yeah, it is created. Then what I need to check here? Supply sales area data. Sales area data which is maintained or not. Okay. And here we just mentioning that, okay, he is my supplying plant. Okay. This is the customer number. For this customer number, he is a supplying plant. Okay. Clear? If in case if it is not created, then what you can do? Go to XT01. Okay. Create your new customer number with 1000 and sales organization distribution channel division, and you can assign this customer number in the configuration. Okay. So the data will be same. What you need to check here? You need to check that whether this delivering plant is assigned or not, and the other wherever the mandatory field is there, you can assign. Okay. This data generally will provide by sales data. Okay. You can assign whatever it is there in the F4. Okay. And but it should be in the 1000. Okay. And company code data, reconciliation account and cash management account, that is company finance related information. Okay. And other things under payment transaction corresponding insurance, if it is there, you can assign. The same way, if you want to go with the billing document, here what tax code it is there, and in terms of payment, credit control area, and partner functions. Here also, if suppose the customer is different, bill to party is different. That means customer is receiving the stock, but a payment will be done by someone. So those cases, you can use the partner functions. So in future, you will be understanding what is the difference between what is the partner functions when we'll discuss about the partner determination. Okay. Now customer is created. Is it clear now? Customer, where it is created, customer? The customer is created. The customer number is created in supply area, supply sales area, supply company code and supply sales area. Okay, now I need to create a vendor master card. So vendor master card creation XK01. Okay, let's see if anything already it is there. A vendor master card number. Okay, so if you want to see in the table level, okay, you can see in the table level, which table you can see for a vendor master card, LF M1. LF M1 is the vendor purchase master data purchase organization data. Okay, so here what we need to check, you need to check that plant information if it is there or not. If it is not there in the LFM1, you can check in LFM2 also. There is the two tables are there. So here, what you need to check, I need to check the plant. Okay, plant it is there. So let's assign this plant. Who will be the supply plant here? So I said, right, now when I must record, we are creating in the receiving plant and assuming that we are assigning supply plant. So who will be the supplying plant? 1100, right? So let's assign 1100 plant here and execute. Okay. So this 1100 plant which is assigned, okay, and this is not actually this is not actual plant. There is an additional purchasing organization. There is one more plant it is there. Okay. So I will show you in the when I must record. The table is this is the some other information. We'll go to M1 first. M1, I think it is there. M1. The M1 in the additional purchasing data, we assigning the plant number. Okay, so what we'll do in case if you don't know when I must record number, what you can do, there is a short way we can see. We'll create XK01. Okay, let's create one XK01 when I must record number, and in the purchase organization data, okay, enter the purchase organization. Who will be the purchase organization here? Who will create the vendor in the receiving plan, right? What is the receiving plan? Company code 3000 and purchase organization 3000, and here account group is the 0007. Okay, so in the standard we need to take the 0007 plant. Okay, especially for inter STO, this is the account group, another account group. Okay, if you want, you can create a customized also. Okay, we have created one customized account group. Okay, that is for the which account group we created. Some account group we have created. Okay, let's take that ZABC. I think we created ZABC or Z001, something which we created. Okay, why? Because we got some problem in the 0007. The number ranges which is not properly assigned. That's why we got the problem. So what we did, we created a new customized one. Okay, let's try with 0017. In case if it is sorted out, okay. Okay, now I'm just creating the vendor master card. Vendor master card. Here I just mentioning that 1100 is a my supply plant. Okay, and supply plant 1100 short term, and I just assigning the all the other details. Okay, okay. So it is saying that it's already created. So this is the number which is created. The same address detail which is maintained. This is a number which is already created by. Okay, so or else we can create one more ticket. Okay, where we can see. Okay, in the purchasing data, when we creating vendor master record, the purchasing data, this is the purchasing data. Here, what we need to do, in the extras, go to additional purchasing data. Okay, in this additional purchasing data, you have to enter the who will be the supplying plan. Okay, if suppose 1100 is supplying plan, but it should be assigned only for one vendor, not for multiple vendors. So if I just enter that, okay, this already plant 1100 is there, it is already assigned in the this vendor. So if you want to create a new vendor, then you have to remove from here. In this vendor, you have to remove. Okay, or if you want to continue with the same vendor number, then you can let's keep it same. Okay, clear? So I'll show you in the this vendor. Go to XK03, XK03, and enter the vendor number. I'm going to directly purchase organization data. In the purchase organization data, go to extras, and in the extras additional purchasing data, you can see that 1100 is already assigned. Okay, so if you want to see that what is the table name, it will display in the LFA1. Okay, if you see that, go to LFA1. Okay, the LFA1 table. Okay, I'm just assigning that my vendor number, or what I can do, I can directly searching here plant number. The plant I'm assigning that 1100. So here, what will be happen? It will be assigned only for the one vendor. It is assigned only one vendor. So he is my vendor. Okay. So this is the this is the way we can find that any vendor which is already created for this supply plan. Okay, so that you can compare. Just a moment, I'm getting call. Okay, so this is the way we can find if already it is assigned. Okay, only one vendor we can assign this supply plan. Okay, now I have the vendor number. Is it clear? Any doubts here in this master data? This master data, any doubts? Is it clear, master data, or any doubts here?
It's clear, sir, for now. Yeah.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Now I'm going to configuration. So go to SPRO and reference IMG and SAP reference IMG. I'm just going to set up stock transfer order. Okay, and the metal management and purchasing, then purchase order, then set up stock transfer order. Okay. So this set up stock transporter defines shipping data plan. Who will be the receiving plan? So my receiving plan is 3000. Okay. So I'm just going to 3000, select this line and click on the details. And I'm just checking that, okay, who will be the customer number here? So 500,999. That is the only we are created, right? So that is only it is assigned. Okay. Now the second step is, the first step it is completed. Then the second step is, whatever the document type you are using. So what is the document type for InterSTO? For InterSTO, what is the document type? NB, right? It is not UB. It is NB. Intra-STO, it is UB. Okay. And supply plant is, will be the supply plant 1100. So these two combination, okay, it should be NLCC will be assigned here. NLCC should be assigned here. Okay. So NLCC and NL. NL we are using for the intra. NLCC we are using for the delivery type. For InterSTO. Okay. Then document type 1-step and 2-step procedure. The combination like supply plant is the 1100 and 3000 is the receiving plan. These two combination for the document type. If you want to go with 1-step procedure, you can go. Or if you want to go for the 2-step procedure, you can remove this one. Okay. So can we go with 1-step or 2-step?
So we'll go with 1-step only.
Okay. Okay, then let's go to 1-step procedure here. Okay, and save. Now what I'm doing, my configuration, it is completed. Now the next step is, we are going to process step. First step is STO creation, document type NB. Right? So how generally we create it? Can you go on mute? Can you go on mute? Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Now we are creating the PO. Okay. So how we are creating normal vendor PO? Same like STO PO also we are creating. Now I'm selecting NB and I'm entering my vendor number. What is my vendor number? Which we already discussed, right? There is a vendor number which we created, XK03. Go to XK03, and if you see that, this is my vendor number. Okay. This vendor number I'm entering here. Okay. Then I'm entering that where you are creating STO in receiving plan. So receiving purchase organization, receiving company code you have to enter. So 3000 is my receiving purchase organization. Okay, and receiving company code, then material number. Okay, then who is the receiving company receiving plan 3000. Okay, so then you can enter the price information. What is the price information? It is whatever we are doing P2P cycle, the same process here. Okay, there is nothing. And how much pieces you want? Suppose let's say 10 pieces, or I just want to transfer the 10 pieces. Okay, now if you see that in inter-STO, what will be happen here? Also we need to observe that shipping data tab. Okay, if it is shipping data tab is there, then only it is correct, intra-STO and inter-STO. Why? Because it is with shipping and with billing, right? So we are doing with shipping. So if you see that the delivery type NLCC, yesterday if you see that intra-STO, that is NL. Okay, and the shipping point and delivery priority, shipping condition, these are all will come based on the ST configuration, and this customer number we are assigned to the configuration, and these sales areas we are created for this customer number. Okay, all these options we are getting based on the master data and configuration data. Okay, now I'm creating STO. So the process will be the same. Okay, it is terminating. Why it is terminating? Again, there is a number ranges issue or going. Okay. Me 21 in. Okay, here. Okay, let's go to again. I'm just creating. Okay, enter vendor number. So again, I'm just creating the material and enter the how many pieces we need to enter, and the price information I'm just entering. Okay, I think there is a problem here. Info update. Okay, we didn't create the info record, right? So I just removing the info update here and check and post. So PO number is created. Okay, this STO PO number. Okay, what is the next step? We are creating delivery creation VL 10D. Okay, yesterday whatever we are doing the same process we are doing here also. There is no difference. Only the document types and those only it is different. So now enter the purchasing document number. Okay, and this is the we need to create the delivery in the background. Just select the background and select the lines and click on here and click on here and click on here. Okay, now the delivery number which is created. Okay, this is the outbound delivery number. Okay, go to VL02N. PJ we can do in the VL02N. Again, outbound delivery create PJ how to do. Okay, now what we need to do? We need to do the picking. So since this 11100 is warehouse related, what we need to do? We have to create a transfer orders for the warehouse management level. Okay, so I'm just creating a warehouse management. Enter and save, and I'm just going to confirmation. If it is obviously automatically confirmed, then it will get a message. It's already confirmed. Okay, now go to VL02N again. Enter, then the picked quantity which is updated. Okay, now you can enter the what is the actual goods issue date and the other information. Okay, you can enter here. Then you can do the PGA. And now if you see that we are going to one step procedure, right? Once you did the PGA, automatically the GR also will be happen in the background. So for this, what we need to check first, the STO purchase order, do you enter the receiving store location? If you not enter the receiving store location, the system will ask that will give error message. Boss, please enter the receiving store location. So if you see that, you just click on that, enter the store location. Okay, now I have to go back. I'm just saving this one, and I'm going to back again ME22N, and I'm updating the receiving store location information in the PO level. Okay, now go to, I'm just entering here receiving store location, save, then go to VL02N, okay, then enter, and now just cross check that picking quantity is updated and goods issue date which is updated, then I can do the PGA. So once the PJ is done, is completed, what it will happen? Since we are selected one step procedure, okay, this PJ is completed here with a 645 moment type. Okay, if it is two-step procedure, then it is 643. But here one-step procedure, right? 645 moment type, and I can see GR which is posted automatically in the background. I can see in the PO history, purchase order history, the 101 also it is posted automatically. Okay. So then what we need to do? Again, immediately I can do the VF01. Okay. And VF01 for inter STO. So here if you see that intercompany billing. So for identification purpose, we are entering the intercompany billing. Okay. And you can enter the information what it is required. Okay. Wherever the information which is required, you can just enter the information. Okay. So let's say here the value is PR00. Where is the PR00? So let's enter the PR00. We'll see how it will react. Okay, PR00 which is not mapped here. Then I have to select any other purchase organization. So this is the sales people will do. Okay, here you can enter the prices, what pricing conditions they are using. Okay, but I'm not sure which pricing they are using. But let's try with something. PB00 will not be work here. I hope it will not be work. It won't be work. So which is actually we will be entering here industry level. PBBS. Let's see PBBS. What it will happen? No, it is also not a sign. So what is the analysis? Go to analysis here. Analysis, no, nothing is it's not configured properly. So that's why pricing project which is not picking. Okay. Okay, let's say it's okay. So I'm just saving this one. Okay. So the billing which is posted here, generally the billing will be posted with accounting data, but here what will be happen? There is no information on the price condition. So that's why it is with updating with a zero price, but it is actually should be updated with proper value from the delivery. In delivery, whatever the price is there, the copy rules will be copied here. Okay, since SD configuration not there, so it's not updated the price. Okay, it's okay. Then what we'll do? The billing completed from the supply plan. Now in the receiving plan, we have to do the invoice receipt. Okay, in the invoice receipt level, we are creating that using the PO number. What is the PO number? ME23. So this is the PO number. By using this PO number, I'm just creating an invoice number. So I'm posting the invoice number here, 10,000 to 10 pieces. Then if any tax code it is there, then you can enter, and you can, when you are planning to pay the amount, baseline date, payment date, and then enter the details here and enter the details and post the invoice. It's normal process how we are doing for the P2P cycle. Same day we are creating PO, GR, invoice from our side, MM side, and from the ST side they are creating delivery, PGA, billing their side. Okay, clear. So since it is a there is a some price variance it is there in the billing and the invoice, so it is going initially to blocked. So I will show you here how to release the blocked invoices. Okay, we have transaction code MRBR. Okay, if any invoice which is going for blocked, okay, what you need to do? You have to go to MRBR. Okay, and this is a transaction code MRBR. Here you can use this one, and you can see that this is the block because there is a price variance it is there, because in the billing and the billing zero, but invoice you are raising for the 10,000 rupees, right? So there is a price difference, it is there. So you can see that there is a blocking region because of the amount difference. You can see here. Okay. So in MRBR, what we can do, we select this line and click on the release invoice. So in MM, if there is any difference in the pricing or quantity in invoice level, then it will go for the block. Then you have to be manually recheck the invoice. If everything looks good, okay. If it is any difference is there, it's okay. Then you can release the blocked invoices in the MRBR. Okay. So now what will be happen? If you are just entering here for this process, for this PO, the complete cycle which is completed, delivery created, PJ completed, and GR completed, invoice also completed. And if you go to delivery level, from the ST point of view, if they are checking that, the ST level also, if you see that PJ WMS transfer order created, PJ completed, intercompany billing completed. Okay, so this is the way we are doing inter-STO. Okay, even it is transferring the goods to our company code, but illegally it is legally you are transferring the stock values and the value of the our accountings from one company code to another company code. So this is the way we are doing inter-STO. So intra-STO, it's very important. If your client have the multiple company codes, they will use the inter-STO. If they have the only one company code, then they can use the intra-STO. Okay. So any doubts here?